Hi guys, welcome back to Bentley House. I'm Ara and today we are going to be making these paper book stacks. These are awesome to fill libraries, to put on desks, to fill attics, empty spaces, haunted houses. They're just stacks of paper, and of course, like everything I do, I've aged them, and you don't have to do that part if you're doing more of a modern scene, but and you might be thinking, this is really easy, they're just stacks of paper. And that's true, but I think I've come up with a way that makes it pretty easy to create these, and these specifically are from my project, the Derelict Writers Retreat, and I have a tour of that on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link above. But yeah, so I'm going to show you how I make these and kind of my simple steps. First, you're going to want one of these straight cutters. You can do this by hand with scissors, but this is going to make it so much easier. And you want just plain printer paper. If you use cardstock, it's going to be too thick, and you know, printer paper is cheap, so you can do this pretty easily, and you can get several pieces cut at once. I'm using 3 pieces right now, and it cuts a lot of paper. You're going to want to make first 1-inch cuts, because at least standard paper in America is 8.5 by 11. I'm rounding that up to 1 inch by 3/4 inch. So I first cut out the inch strips, and then I go back and just cut them into 3/4 inch pieces, and that will give me my individual sheets of paper. And once you have several cut out, you are ready to make a stack. First thing I do is get some foil because I don't want these to stick to my mat, and I'm just gonna grab all the pieces. I'm sorry guys, I'm sick, so I'm sorry my voice sounds a little bleh. But anyway, you're gonna want to get some Mod Podge, and I use the matte Mod Podge. If you use the glossy, you're gonna see that it's on the edge of your paper stack, and you really don't want that. Get a brush that you don't mind getting a little bit goopy, and you're going to grab however many pieces you want in a single stack. You're going to dip into the Mod Podge and just put the Mod Podge on each edge of your stack. You want to do this while the stack is very straight, and then after you put the Mod Podge on is when you want to start and make it look a little bit more crooked. You can bend pieces and move it. Make sure your fingers are very clean while you do this, or else whatever's on your fingers will get stuck on the stack. And then you can go back and kind of curl up the edges to give it a little bit more realism, because if papers have been sitting there for a while, they're gonna curl up and move a little bit. One thing you can also do is you can print out small text onto paper, and then I'm actually going to hand cut that because I don't trust my straight cutter to get it cut exactly where I need it to be done. Let me know if you'd like a tutorial on how to use Photoshop to get very clearly printed text that small. It's fairly simple, and I'd love to show you if you're interested. The best way to get these top pages glued on is to use a glue stick. If you're using tacky glue, it may buckle the paper. This helps it glue down flat and look like it was part of the stack. And you really only need one of these printed papers for each stack anyway, because people will assume, or the viewer will assume, that the entire stack has printed text on it. So there you go. I don't know if you can tell, one of them has all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and the other one just has some legal jargon from an email I got from Toys R Us. So just to make it look like there's type on the paper. Now after everything has dried, if some of your stacks are coming apart, all you need to do is add a little tacky glue, and you can even take that opportunity to reposition the stacks and even make them a little bit more wonky if you would like to. So as always, I age things. That's what I do. So I just made a brown wash acrylic, and I'm just taking a paintbrush and I'm lightly putting it onto the edges. This, of course, like I said, is great for haunted houses, old attics, even like a wizard's desk full of papers that have been sitting there for years. This also gives your paper stack just a little bit more definition, a little bit more interest, and it's super easy. You can even drip drops onto the top so that it looks like the weather's been coming in and dripping onto your papers. If you want your stacks to look like they're bound, it's real easy to use embroidery floss, and I just put a dab of glue on the back, add the floss, and then just wrap it around a few times, and that just makes an easy way to make it look like this is a stack of papers that someone wanted to keep together. There's several different ways you can tie them to make them more interesting. So like this black one, I did kind of a cross tie, and the other one I just looped it around several times. And another idea is you can take books. Hobby Lobby has like a little bag of books, real simple books for like, I don't know, like $1.99. You can get 10 books, and you can just stack those on there, tie those together, and there's so many different ways that you can create these books and just fill a corner with them, and they look so cool, and they're easy to make, they're fun to make. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this simple miniature tutorial, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.